Hello. This is Chris coming through with a video on a topic that I had on my heart and my mind today. This is the Chat and Sessions with Nola podcast channel. This will be commentary based, of course, with a little bit of my intuitive feelings and opinion. And I will admit to you that we did a mini reading on Instagram on this particular situation. So don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, and certainly do not forget to subscribe to this channel, which is the Chat and Sessions with Nola podcast. Now, this channel will be separate and apart from Blue Nola. On Blue Nola, you're going to get tarot readings. Every now and then you'll hear me come in with like maybe a little commentary type thing, but I want to really do it here. But just know this will be more commentary based. This will be more opinion based. We'll probably rarely ever do tarot here, but you'll still get to, of course, hear my take on the situation. So let's get to it. So Sergio Brown was deemed missing. You'll see a video about that in a few minutes. He was deemed missing. His mother was deemed as missing. And so this is where it all started. I was on Instagram a few nights ago, and someone in the chat said that they claimed that they know Sergio's family or his brother. And they wanted to know, like, hey, is Sergio okay? What's going on with his mom? I did pull some cards, and I did get in that reading the 10 of Pentacles reversed, the 10 of Cups reversed, the 5 of Cups. I did get the Knight of Swords in reverse. So in that particular session, right on Instagram, don't forget to follow me there, Blue Nola Tarot, I said to them, what if I told you he had something to do with it, right? Now, this is not set in stone. I don't want to just start accusing anyone, but this is what came up in the reading. Did the reading, talked about it, went about our business. Remember, at this time, Sergio and his mother are considered missing. Then we find out, of course, that Sergio, his mom was found near a creek by her home. But Sergio is still at this point missing. So for me, I said, Sergio either better have a good explanation. Sergio Sergio better have a good explanation, or Sergio, Sergio needs to have an explanation, be dead, or he's going to jail. That's exactly what I said. I'm not trying to wish death on anybody, but that was just me talking at the time, right? Just me talking. Because I'm like, first of all, the story didn't make sense when I first heard it, right? So then Sergio, of course, pops up back on the scene, and we'll play that next. But let's take a quick minute to listen to what the news reporters were saying. The news reporter was saying when this story broke loose, okay? And I'll be right back.
A former NFL player, Sergio Brown, who loved ones say they have not heard from. Now, earlier today, we talked to Sheila Simmons, who is the sister of Myrtle Simmons Brown, and she told us that she last talked to Myrtle on Thursday. She says early this morning around 3 a.m., she got a call that Myrtle and her nephew, former NFL player Sergio Brown, were missing. Sheila says she came to her sister and nephew's house in Maywood and noticed things around the house were out of the ordinary. Sheila says she and police searched the creek behind the house and initially didn't find anything. But later in the day, she and family members went back to search and discovered her sister's body in the creek.
But we're going to find out what happened, because it's not unnormal for my sister to just not answer her phone, don't respond to text messages. People been reaching out to her since Friday. No one was able to reach her, and now I got the call, like I said, this morning, saying that she's missing.
Okay, so now you got a chance to listen to what the reporter had to say. And of course, Sergio's mom is now deceased, and her poor sister, you could see she was just trembling with of course, grief. And now we're gonna take a look at Sergio. Now I'm gonna play his video. I want you to give me your honest opinion about what you think about him. Now, keep in mind, it was preference that the family felt he was having a mental health crisis. But he was in Mexico. Now, this is what was interesting. when he first went live, he tagged ESPN, right? But his location popped up. He went back and deleted that video to make sure no one saw his location. A lot of people were saying schizophrenia. Some people were saying CTE. But even with the mental health breakdown, this man managed to find his passport, take a trip, go live, and when he realized he had released his location, went back and deleted it. So I want you guys to take a look at his video, and then again, I'll be back.
Fake news. Fake news. Fake news. It has to be the FBI that came into my house on Bob Marley's death day with the 511 Agent Gas, unwarranted. They kidnapped me twice from home, the Maywood Police Department, right? Chris Football did it twice. Aaron Peppers was there the second time that it happened. It had to be the FBI or the Maywood Police. I thought my fucking mama was on vacation in Sinaloa. That's fucking fake news. Get the fuck out of my goddamn face. She retired. If you want to come to me, the Maywood Police got to give me money. FBI had to do it. They got the power to do some shit like that. What the fuck is going on? That's fake news. Don't come fucking with me.
All right, so I'm going to leave it right here with you. You guys tell me what you think and what you feel. Again, just to say, I truly believe that he had some involvement in his mother's passing. I truly believe unless he does himself something, meaning self-harm, that in my opinion, he should be thoroughly investigated and extradited back to the United States. What's interesting to me, again, is that you have all of this mental health situation, and clearly there's something happening, right? You can tell from his behavior. However, you had enough common sense, again, to get your passport or your ID. You had enough sense to buy a flight. You had enough sense to go and book yourself into a room. You had enough sense to go live because you knew something was, you knew people were talking, the block was getting hot. You had enough sense to try to say you're on vacation, put yourself away from the crime, and then try to say that your mom was on vacation. You were more concerned about clearing your name versus, oh my God, let me get back. My mom is, something's happened to my mom. He even said in this video that you guys just watched that the FBI had something to do with it. He claimed that he got kidnapped twice, which is a lie. And then he proceeded to say that the only way he would come back is if they paid him. Well, just know this. You're going to come back one way or the other, right? So I know last night I was a little hard on a couple of people when they were talking about the CTE thing, which I'm not saying. I'm not a doctor. I don't diagnose, and neither are the people on social media. We're not doctors to diagnose and give him the CTE thing. But what we can see is there's definitely something going on in terms of his mental health. But your mental health does not exempt you from committing a crime. If you look that up, I've looked it up many, many times in different situations. Your mental health does not excuse you, or nor does it exonerate you from committing a crime. Most times you're still going to be punished in some form or fashion. So it's just curious to me and interesting to me how he was more worried about clearing his name and not the fact that his poor mother is dead at a creek, near the creek. So I believe that he had something to do with it. I believe it was a domestic dispute. I believe that they've had issues before. I believe in that, especially with that Ten of Pentacles energy in reverse. I believe it had something to do with something tangible. And a lot of times people, and this is my opinion, a lot of times, people who deal with people with real severe or some mental health issues, for example, his mother, Miss Myrtle, unfortunately, rest in peace to her. But sometimes they feel like, well, I have a good grasp on him. I got a good control on him. He listens to me. That'd be the people they hurt first, right? I remember this girl who I worked with in the casino industry, her husband's brother. They always thought she was the one who could manage him. She was the one who could control him. She was the one that, he listened to her, and he ended up killing her too. So I say this to say, like, when people are having mental health issues, get the help that you need, especially when you see them spiraling. I believe Sergio Brown had something to do with his mother's passing. I believe he ran to Mexico because he knew that it would be harder to get him back to the United States. I believe that he does have a mental health issue, but I don't think that's going to exempt him from being held accountable. I believe that they had a domestic dispute. I believe that something else tangible could be at play. You know, he does also, even with the mental health condition, you can almost see, it just feels like he may be on some type of substance. Again, I'm not a doctor, I don't diagnose and all of that good stuff, but there's something there. He's easily agitated. Look at the video. You can replay it back. How he responded about "don't put me in it." That's scary to me. Like, that his energy is scary. Imagine his mom, 73 years old, dealing with that. That's kind of scary to me. That's scary to me as a younger woman, right? In my 40s. Imagine his poor mother, 70 some years old, just we'd be like, "Ooh, Lord," but his mother. So rest in peace to Miss Myrtle Brown, and hopefully she'll get some real justice around the situation. The only way that I can see him not getting any justice, her getting any justice in this situation, would be if he did something in terms of self-harm. Other than that, sir, you will be, brought back to the United States. You will be held accountable. That bar, people were identifying that bar where he was on Instagram, because people travel. They got a lot of people that's out in the world traveling, so a lot of people were able to say he's here. That's that bar. They were able to identify where he was, but he did in fact have his location posted, and he had enough sense to go back and delete it. Right, so it's already been captured, and I'm sure the police is they're rubbing their hands like Birdman, and they're about to put the smack down on him again. I am very aware that he may have some type of mental health issue, but it doesn't give you the right. Also, there was somebody making a statement, and I don't even know where that came from, and I would have to look into it. Somebody said something about the neighbor saw him with his mother's clothes on the Ring camera, burning it. You know how people be burning like a bonfire? They're claiming that they saw him on camera burning his mother's stuff. Okay? So again, if that doesn't, hey, I feel he was a response. Even before I heard that on Instagram, and anybody that was on Instagram 2 nights ago when we discussed it, please chime in. But I believe he has something to do with it, and unless he does something where he would do self-harm, he will be held accountable for his mother's passing. And again, it looks domestic, and it looks like it's over something tangible. I do feel it's a mental health issue, but it could also be maybe a substance abuse issue as well. Take care, stay blessed, encouraged, and empowered. And yes, I believe the family is definitely aware of it, right? Of their issues or his challenges. Go back and look at his pictures on social media too. Like even when he was younger, you could see there's something with him in his eyes, something with his energy. He'd been kind of wild a little bit, right? So, and I wonder if the NFL had, NFL or maybe some players or people that know him or knew him, maybe they have some stories they would like to share now that this is, happened, right? So more to come. Again, this is the Chat and Sessions with Nola podcast. Again, Chat and Sessions with Nola podcast. And this is going to be more commentary based, but because I already pulled cards on it, I decided to just share it. Have a lovely day. And again, rest in peace to you, Miss Myrtle. You didn't deserve that. This is your child. And the fact that he was, so concerned about putting himself in a clear, why are you in Mexico if your mom is being found deceased? Come on. So, thank you again for listening. Have a great day. I was trying to do it on StreamYard, but my audio was just not happening. So I had to do it this way. All right. Take care. Bye-bye.